Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. I've wanted to do this for a very long time, and I've always kind of wanted to rank my favorite Pixar movies, but then I realized you can kind of just look at all my ratings. Those are my favorites. You know, I have a personal rating for a reason. But this is something I thought I'd really want to do. Let's rank all the Pixar movies so far. Let's put them into S tier, and then you guys... you get to tell me your rankings in the comment section below. So, without further ado, let's get to this, shall we? Good thing is you guys can actually do this for yourselves, because literally all you do is just type this into Google, and yeah, it pretty much comes up, which is always pretty fun. So I found a little one here, which is pretty good, and the good thing is it's got all of them up to Elemental, with obviously the newest Pixar movie, Elio, hopefully going to come out this year. It'll be good to see where that sits in this list later on in the year. But for now, we've got up all the way up until Elemental. So I don't really know how to start this one. I've got them all here. I might just go all the way across and see which one. But we should really maybe we should do this in release order. And I'm going to try and remember release order. I should know most of them. But obviously the first one was Toy Story. So Toy Story for me... I mean, Toy Story is really good. I think it's a really underrated movie. It gets really overshadowed by Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3, of course. I think you really shouldn't underestimate the first movie, and especially the cultural impact that this movie had. I think... hello? Well, there's always fun when advertising's come on. That's the problem when you use the software that I use. So Toy Story, I'm going to put that in A tier. I don't think it's quite S tier. It's, you know, when I'm thinking about the Pixar movies that I like that are definitely in that tier, but I think Toy Story definitely deserves that. These might change. I might change this as I go, because I think you're going to find a lot of these... Please stop. Yeah, you're going to find a lot of these movies are really not into the F tier and the D tier, because let's face it, a lot of Pixar movies, at least for me, I like most of these movies, but I'm really interested to see where I put some of these. After that, of course, was A Bug's Life. You guys know my take on A Bug's Life. I think it is one of the best Pixar movies ever to date. I think it is the best Pixar movie. That is a nice little link to one of my YouTube videos where I literally talk about why it's the best. So A Bug's Life, I'm putting in S tier. I think it's absolutely incredible. I think it's amazing. I think it's so underrated in every possible way. I love it to bits. After that was Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2 is just as good as the first one, if not better. I'm toyed between putting it in S or A tier. It's a really good sequel, man, but my personal thing is I prefer the first one. I do. I think Toy Story 2 is a better movie, but I have a lot more preference towards the original. I've watched it more, so I'm going to stick it in the same tier as the first one. I'm going to put it in A tier. After that was... I want to say it was Monsters, Inc. I want to say Monsters, Inc. Sure. Monsters, Inc. is incredible. Easily one of the best Pixar movies. I always think that if this isn't anybody's favorite list, if it's in their top 5, their top 10, it deserves to be in that conversation. It's absolutely amazing. It's funny. It's got all the emotional beats. It's got incredible themes, and you know, a great idea. The idea of monsters coming out. So that's definitely going into S tier. Oh God, what was after that? What was after Monsters, Inc? I think it was Finding Nemo. See, I'm looking at all these ones. I feel like it was Finding Nemo. Let's do Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is really good, but I have two problems with it. One, most people who tend to love this movie tend to be parents, which I'm not one. But it is still very good. That's not to say that I can't enjoy this movie, because it is obviously incredible. But also there is what I consider the thing is, some people do not like this movie, or definitely can't rewatch this movie now because of Ellen DeGeneres. She is unfortunately quite controversial. I don't personally mind her. I love her. She's great as Dory. Obviously her sequel is really good. We'll get to that when we get to it. But I'm going to put Finding Nemo in B tier. I think it's a nice little solid one. It's got some issues. It's got some things where it's like, hey, if you like this sort of thing, you'll like it. It's not perfect for me, but I can understand it. This is on a lot of top 5s, this one. But Finding Nemo for me sits at a B tier. After that, I think Oh God. It was either Ratatouille or The Incredibles. It might have been The Incredibles. Now I'm looking at all. Let's do The Incredibles. The Incredibles. Ooh, this is a lot. I mean, The Incredibles is incredible. Seriously though, but it really was a time when superhero movies were not a thing as it is today. And it really is unforgettable. People say, what's your favorite superhero movies? People naturally go to the MCU. Me, it's The Incredibles. It's amazing. I don't think it's as perfect as the S tier, because I don't think it gives us that emotional points that perhaps these other Pixar movies give us. And for that, I'm probably going to put it in A tier, which I am. It's still great, and it still has those emotional beats, but compared to some of these others, it doesn't make you bawl your eyes out, let's say. But it's awesome, it's action-packed, it's amazing, we love it. After that, I'm pretty sure was Ratatouille. I know I'm getting close to Cars. They'll be fun later on. But let's do Ratatouille. Ratatouille is quite simply superb, and with no doubt goes into S tier. It is amazing, its music is gorgeous, its story is amazing, its emotional beats are incredible. That speech of the review by Anton Ego in the film is just, sublime. Sublime! Like, Jesus, like, what a speech. It's incredible, I love it, it deserves that S tier. Cars 1 is known for me as the first time that Pixar didn't do a film that wasn't incredible. It's still good. It is. I watch it every now and then from time to time. The first one for me is definitely the best, but it definitely fell a little bit flat, but it is still good, and so I'm going to put it in the C tier. That could change. I'm not going to lie. That could change. I could probably bump it up to B tier, but it's a pretty predictable film. It's got Mater in it, so therefore it definitely bumps it down a 2 because he's just one of the worst Pixar characters ever made. And yeah, for now it's going to sit on C tier. After that, what was after this? Was it Up? I feel like it was Up, or it might be. Oh no, have I missed WALL-E? I'm pretty sure I've missed WALL-E. Which, if you know me, it's in the S tier. WALL-E is my favorite movie. I think the only film that beats it is A Bug's Life. But WALL-E is my literal favorite film ever. It's one of my most favorite. It's in my top 5 favorite films. It's incredible. It's funny. Its themes are brilliant. The fact that it does a story with barely any speech, barely any dialogue. It's just so good. WALL-E is staying in the S tier. That is for sure. We need an SS tier. That's where WALL-E sits. It's just incredible. After that, I'm pretty sure was Inside Out. God, this is really being fun. Actually, trying to remember the release order of some of these films. I know I'm going to do a lot better as I get on. It's that middle point that I really can't remember. But I think the next one was Up. I think. I mean, come on, guys. What do you think? Up is obviously going to be in the S or A tier. It's incredible. It's so funny. It's emotional. It's got all those beautiful beats. Do I like it as much as Ratatouille and Monsters, Inc.? I'm trying to put, because I'm thinking to myself, WALL-E and A Bug's Life, those are my top ones, and then Monsters, Inc., Ratatouille. I think for now I'm going to put it in A tier, because there is the debate that some people think that just the first 30 minutes are the best bit about that movie, which obviously is completely wrong. My personal favorite scene is the scene at the end where he looks in the book and, you know, sees all the memories and stuff. That's my personal favorite scene throughout the whole film. So I'm going to put it in A tier. It definitely could boost up to A tier, but I'm going to keep it in A tier for now. After that, I'm going to say, I think it was Inside Out. Inside Out, I think, followed Up, and it was like, whoa, you get to follow Up. That's going to be hard. Inside Out, though, that is definitely going in the S tier. For me, what a brilliant concept of an idea that sounds, you know, like, it sounds a little bit cliche and a little bit over the top, but by God, it works so well. Also, that scene with Bing Bong still haunts me to this day. When I hear that audio on TikTok, it gets me every time, and oh my God, just hearing it now, It really gets me emotional. It is such a beautiful moment. You know, I think as all kids, we all kind of have imaginary friends in some capacity, and I loved that character. That scene makes me bawl my eyes out so much. You know, I think I say in my review, like, Inside Out isn't just a film, it's an experience that everybody should listen to. It's not just a great animated movie and a great Pixar movie, it's a great movie in general. Like, okay, so the battery died, so this is day 2 of doing this. That's right, your boy's a Hufflepuff. Come at me in the comments, I'll defend myself like a jackal. But let's carry on. Where were we? I can't remember which one we were even on. Inside Out definitely deserves to be on the S tier. It is brilliant. It's an experience. It's awesome. We love it. So, Inside Out going on the S tier. I think no one's going to have a problem with that. What came after Inside Out? Good lord. Wow. I think we're just getting to a point where I can't even remember. Toy Story 3 is old, and I think, so let's do Toy Story 3. Let's get it there in Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 is really good, and lately I've been listening to the Escape Pod podcast. Shout out to those guys. They are amazing. I love those guys' work on TikTok and YouTube. I listen to their stuff all the time. And the guy called Alex, Hat Guy, he loves Toy Story 3. It's like one of his favorites. I do also love it. It is amazing. It is one of the best heist movies. It's basically the Holocaust with toys. I don't know if it belongs in the S tier, but it also could. I think that could probably change. I'm going to stick it in the S tier because it really did. It finished everything off for the Toy Story franchise, you know, to a degree, until we got Toy Story 4. But oh my god, that emotional ending is so good, and it definitely deserves it. So we're going to put that in S tier. It might be bumped down to A tier. We are going to keep it in the S tier for now. After that, oh my goodness, what would it have been? Let's see. Oh, I think it might be Monsters University. It could be Cars 2, but we'll get to that later. Let's do Monsters University. Monsters University is a film that gets so hated. I love it. I think it's great. It's not perfect. It has some issues, but Monsters University is great. It has a great message about something that kind of really relates to me, which is sometimes you go off and you want to do something with your career, and you're just not good at that thing. You're just not made for it, and I think that's okay in finding something different, because I've done that with my YouTube. I used to I was trying to be a singer, and now I'm a YouTuber, and I love doing this, and I found the thing that I'm definitely good at and better. Sorry for touching you, dearie. But I found the thing that I'm definitely good at, that I'm better at, and I love that. So, Monsters University, I'm going to put it in B tier. It's not perfect, but it is definitely a great film. After that, I think it might have been Cars 2, and let's get Cars 2 out of the way. Okay, guys. I know there are people out there that think Cars 2 is probably one of the best Pixar movies, or for a lot of people it's their favorite. I can't get behind that. I think it is one of the worst films ever made. I cannot fathom why Pixar made it. Well, we know why Pixar made it, because John Lasseter made it. It's kind of his baby. It's his baby franchise. He loves cars. He loves NASCAR, all that stuff. But Cars 2, it's going in the F tier. I do not like a single thing about Cars 2. The whole point is they just made a story. It's just stupid. If this was just something on Disney Plus, if this was just a spin-off of something, you know, it would be fine, I guess. It's like, sure, you know, Spy Cars, let's go for it. But Cars 2, shockingly bad. I think it's a horrible sequel. It's just the worst one in the franchise. After that, actually, it might have been Brave. I think we might have forgotten Brave. Brave is a film that I had a lot of potential. It was that weird one where Disney were making Wreck-It Ralph, Pixar were making Brave, and they really should have swapped those. Like, Wreck-It Ralph feels like a Pixar movie, and Brave feels like a Disney movie. Brave would have been 100% better if it was a musical, because Merida does count as one of the 13 princesses, and I think she's one of the most amazing characters. I love the Scottish accent. I love everything about that. But it's not the best movie, and it's fine, I guess. I'm going to stick it probably in the D tier, I would say. I could probably bump it up to the C tier. I'm thinking about putting it in the C tier, but I think for now, it'll sit kind of comfortably in the D tier. It's not that great, even though there are things that I like about it. So we'll put it in the D tier. After that was... I think it was The Good Dinosaur. This is going to be fun. So you guys need to understand, I love dinosaurs. I have small, miniature dinosaurs all over my desk. I love dinosaurs. I've always loved dinosaurs. Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies ever. Dinosaurs are awesome. And I think The Good Dinosaur is severely underrated. Sure, the animation of the characters doesn't necessarily match the very beautiful backgrounds of this world. And the concept of, oh, what if dinosaurs kept surviving is severely underdeveloped. But I think it's just got this beautiful story about death and family. The symbol of that is just so beautiful, and I love it. It's not perfect. It's not. I'm going to put it in B tier. I love The Good Dinosaur. I think it's beautiful. I think it's severely underrated. As I said, there are issues, but I think it has some of the highest highs and the lowest lows, and so for that, I'm going to put it in the B tier. After that, I think, if I'm not correct, was Finding Dory. Once again, a severely underrated Pixar movie. Again, it's not perfect, and I think very similar to Finding Nemo, it's got the same problems in that if you didn't like Ellen DeGeneres or you're not a fan of Dory the character, then obviously you're not going to like the film that, you know, focuses on her. And so for that, I am going to put it in the C tier. It's not as good as Finding Nemo, and it's, to be fair, it's not. You're either vibing with it or you're not. And so Finding Dory is going to sit in the C tier. We're really getting into the modern stuff now, which is fun. I think Cars 3 definitely probably came out before that, but let's do Cars 3. Cars 3 is a really weird film in that I like it because it doesn't follow up from Cars 2. It's a great sequel to the first movie, and what it does is really good. It's not that funny. It could have been a lot funnier. Cars is one of the more funnier Pixar movies, but it was kind of meh, but what it does with those characters as a natural progression and the story and its themes are all really good, but it's kind of average. And so for that, I think I'm going to put it in the D tier. It's not awful, but it's fine. It's got some great things going for it, but only a few things. Wow, I'm really being harsh with some of these. I could easily bump most of this up apart from Cars 2. Let's move on. The next one is, I want to say The Incredibles. No, it's Coco. I think it was Coco. Pretty sure it's Coco. Coco is a film that I'm just not a massive fan of. It was a weird film when I reviewed it. It's a film that I get, it's great, and it is. Coco is amazing. It's great. Coco's awesome. It's a very good movie about death and family, and people who are linked to that culture have said that it's a great representation of, you know, Mexican and Cuban culture and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, looking at me, I'm not into that. And so for me, I was severely let down by Coco. Again, I think it's professionally a great movie, but personally it's not for me. And so for that, I'm just going to stick it in the C tier. It could easily be professionally bumped up to an A tier, but for me, Coco is kind of a film that it's like, you know, take it or leave it depending on who you are as a person. Let's do Toy Story 4. Let's get the last one done. Toy Story 4 is a film I think gets a lot of hate, and some of it for understandable reasons, some of it for not understandable reasons. My personal thing is Toy Story 4 should not have been made. They're doing Toy Story 5 now. I don't think that should get made. It should have finished at Toy Story 3 100%. But Toy Story 4 is a great movie. It's funny. It's got some great moments. And you know what? Just because Woody makes a decision for himself at the end of that movie doesn't make it a very stupid ending or anything like that. I think Toy Story 4 is great. It maybe shouldn't be made. So for that, I'm probably going to stick it into the B tier. Actually, you know what? We're going to stick it down. We're going to stick it into the C tier. At the end of the day, it is a great movie. It is like Finding Dory. It is like Coco, where it's a great movie. But I understand the problems with it, and there are problems, but it shouldn't have been made. It simply shouldn't have been made. They should have finished it with 3. Let's do The Incredibles 2, which is a film that I think gets massively overhated. It's so fun. Incredibles 2 is so much fun, just like the first movie. It's fun, it's action-packed. The only downside to Incredibles 2 is the villain. And even then, the villain's still good. Like, she's just not as good as Syndrome. That's the only thing. And so for that, I'm going to put Incredibles 2 in B tier. Okay, so Onward is next. Now, Onward is a film that is, for me, severely a massive letdown. And it's not that it's a bad movie, it's got a lot of things going with it. If you watch the behind the scenes, the director, everything about this story is very personal, and that's something that I really like and every Pixar movie should have. Oh, someone's calling me. Hello? Lamb samosa, and anything else you can think of. Go nuts. It's always good when your girlfriend calls you to ask about what you want from the deli. Where was I? Oh, yes. So Onward is a film that I think does have a lot of things going for it, but it just lets itself down in a lot of places. It went way too hard on the celebrity casting. I think Chris Pratt does a fine performance. I think Tom Holland does a not a bad performance, but he's just not great. It's like Tom Holland is there simply because at the time Spider-Man was the biggest thing in the world, and it was just like, yeah, we'll get Tom Holland so we can sell a movie. And I just think that's really sad when you look at something like A Bug's Life, which has so many actors from like television, comedians, people who are really good voice actors, and it just has Tom Holland in it for the sake of Tom Holland. So for me, Onwards is really disappointed. It's not quite F tier. It's not Cars 2, but it's definitely easily staying in D tier. It's just kind of average and did a lot of things wrong. And yet it had a great premise of, magical creatures and doing all this kind of stuff with magic. And it's just kind of meh, really disappointing for me. Moving on, we have Soul. Soul is a great movie that, again, I think everyone should experience. It's got only probably one thing wrong with it, which is when Joe becomes a cat at the end, and it sort of becomes this weird animal buddy movie, whatever and stuff. But I understand why that needs to take place, and I still think it's really good. So for that, I'm going to put Soul in A tier. It's maybe got one problem. It could easily be bumped up to an S tier. Easily, but it's like, I've got to be way more critical. I think Soul kind of bumps it, maybe just for one little thing, bumps it down a little bit. Luca is a film that, similar to Onward, is a film that I think had a great premise, especially for me and for someone personally as me, which is the idea of the friends we make while we're on holiday. But it just sort of needed more time in the oven to sort of cook, I guess. And so it just needed that more time to sort of get itself ready. It didn't help that, like Soul, it didn't get a theatrical release. It went straight to Disney Plus because of the COVID-19 pandemic, which really sucked and it really hurt it. But it's kind of meh. I think the animation looks pretty Illumination-y by today's standards, but I get what they were trying to do. It's very animated, very loud. And so I'm going to put it in D tier, I think. It's not great, but again, it had a lot of things going for it. Turning Red is a film that is massively controversial. Like, you either love it or you hate this movie. It's a film that you really have to be the type of audience member to get this. I always think it's really weird. My girlfriend hates this movie, and yet I really thought she'd be the person to like it, because she likes, if you like Turning Red, you tend to like things like anime, and due to the premise, you tend to be a girl. And yet she really hates this movie, but I love it. I think it's one of the funniest of the Pixar movies, and I think it's severely underrated, and so I really enjoy it, and so I'm probably going to put that into C tier. I could probably even beef it up to a B tier. I think it's really funny, got a great premise, just really adorable. I love the group of her friends. I think they're one of the funniest parts of that movie, and it's great. Okay, let's move on to Lightyear. This film is, wow. I'm going to surprise some people now. Lightyear is a great film. I'm going to say it. I think it's a great film. I think all the problems that people have with it are just simply wrong. People say, why didn't they cast Tim Allen? Why did they bring in Chris Evans? I'll tell you why. Because it's not the same character. This Lightyear is not the same character as the toy. They're all different. Do you think every Buzz Lightyear toy in the world is the same character, has the same style? No, they're completely different characters. It's also a great action movie. It's fun. It's inspired by sci-fi movies. Sure, it's got some problems. I'm not going to say it's perfect, because it really isn't. Even I wanted more from it. But it's just an awesome action movie. It's funny, and I really enjoy it. And so for that, I'm whacking it into B tier. I think it's so severely underrated. I think Lightyear is just fun, sci-fi action. Pixar did something different. They never did really proper sci-fi action before. The closest they got to action was The Incredibles. And, love Lightyear. I think it's absolutely great. And finally, we have the Pierre de Resistance. We have Elemental. My French was probably awful there. One thing I love about Elemental is the fact that it's just trying to do something different. It's just a really simple love story inspired by those rom-coms from sort of the 80s and the 90s. And Elemental is just, it's a beautiful movie. I love Wade. I love Amber. I love these characters. The performances, the actress who plays Amber, I don't know what she's doing now, but she needs to come back to voice acting because her voice performance is just superb. The idea of this immigrant story in this world is so brilliant, and I love it. I think Elemental is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to put it in the A tier, I would say. I could probably boost that down maybe to a B tier, depending on how you are, but I'd say that's it. So, let's look at this list and see if we want to change anything. So, in the S tier, we've got A Bug's Life, Monsters, Inc., Ratatouille, WALL-E, Inside Out, Toy Story 3. In the A tier, we got Toy Story 2, The Incredibles, Up, Soul, and Elemental. In the B tier, we have Finding Nemo, The Good Dinosaur, Monsters University, Incredibles 2, and Lightyear. In C tier, we have Cars, Finding Dory, Coco, Toy Story 4, Turning Red. In the D tier, we have Brave, Cars 3, Onward, and Luca. And in the F tier, the only one in the F tier, and the only one that deserves to be in the F tier, is Cars 2. It's just... God damn it, it's awful. Oh, it's so bad. So bad. I'd say this is my personal list. Let's go from a professional standpoint now. And, you know, as you guys know, I give a personal review and a professional review. This could definitely change, in which case, professionally speaking... Coco could definitely, it needs to be up there in A tier. I definitely think you could bring Finding Nemo up into A tier. Toy Story 4 could be beefed up to B tier. I know that's controversial, but I think as a standalone movie, it's really good. The animation's gorgeous. Again, I think the ending is really good, and I think it's strong, and I think, you know, Woody making that decision for himself is a good thing. Let's see what else. You could probably bring maybe Brave down to F tier, but even I don't think it's not that bad. You know what I mean? Perhaps maybe Cars 3, but again, the fact that I prefer Cars 3 over Cars 2 massively beefs it up, so I think that's all pretty good. Lightyear, let's be honest, again, I personally love it because I think for what it's got going for it, but it could probably go down a little bit into the C tier, professionally speaking. Cars 1 could probably go up, you know. It could probably get into the B tier professionally. It's that film where it was like, when it first came out, it was a film that maybe wasn't as good as everything that came before it, but it was still a good movie, and it is. When you rewatch it, it is still a good movie. I think get rid of all the meta stuff, and it's a fun movie, you know. So that's the professional tiering. Coco obviously gets a massive beef up because, let's face it, you know, Coco, it is a great movie. You know, I'm not going to lie about that. Toy Story 4, I think, gets a leg up. I think that's massively underrated. You could probably argue a few things from those D tier to come down, or even maybe some of them go up. I know some people do really like Onward. Onward probably could go into C tier, and I know for a lot of people, Lightyear would probably go down, but I personally... Lightyear's great. It's just a fun action movie. Enjoy it. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section what are some of your rankings, because I know mine's massively going to be different to the rest. There are some of these that I know are going to really annoy some people, and I don't care. These are my personal favorites. So anyway, guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day. As I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. I'm on Instagram. I'm also going to be posting way more on TikTok lately as well. And make sure to follow me on the Discord group where we can chat more on there. But until then, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.